These are my residential Spencer Turbine central vacuums. The shorter one on the right is from 1913 and the taller one on the left from 1914. And you can see that even though there's quite a few similarities between the two, there's also some significant differences. For one thing, the earlier machine used a separately mounted dirt container that actually can be unscrewed from the turbine intake, and the dirt comes in here on a tangent and goes down into the collection bucket here, which you undo with these two levers. It comes off. The baffle plate inside here is a really smart thing, and that prevents the dirt from swirling around and clinging to the screen. This does have a screen which you would need to clean off probably every time you emptied the bucket. And on these early systems, the intention was that you would do your cleaning for the day and then you would empty the bucket after every time you used it. You weren't supposed to leave the dirt sitting in there. So the air goes in the top of the turbine, and the impellers are mounted so that the air goes from the top down through those and out through the exhaust, which could have either been here or on the other side, which is where it is on this machine. It's a 2.5 inch cast iron threaded pipe that would go in there and connect to your chimney. Here's the nameplate on the machine. The black paint has been polished off, so it's hard to see what it says, but it says Spencer Turbine Cleaner Company, Hartford, Connecticut, manufacturers of vacuum cleaning equipments, model 513, number 1137. And this motor is an off-the-shelf Century Electric repulsion induction motor, repulsion start induction rather, and it's a vertical configuration, which is a little unusual. That means it had to have ball bearings which ran in a bath of oil. You'd fill them here and there, and you've got an oil port for the turbine which has one bearing down here, and the turbine is coupled to the motor in here. And we'll fire it up. When I got this, I had to do some work to the motor and the turbine. The motor was running after I just cleaned it up, but the turbine, I noticed a hitting sound that I didn't like. So I tore it all apart, took all the deflectors off and all the fan stages, had to make new set screws for a couple of the impellers and clean all the dust out of the deflectors, and so now it runs really well, has great suction. A year later, Spencer changed their design and they built the turbine right on the base, which serves as the separator. You can see the air comes in on a tangent. That's an inlet valve that's just screwed in there. And you've got this clean out door, which also contains the model information. Spencer Turbine Cleaner Company, vacuum cleaning equipments manufactured under the Spencer patents, lot 686, number 1919. So I guess that means they built 800 of them every year at that point. And inside here, it's kind of like a boiler door, and we'll shine a light so that you can see the screen is much bigger now, and the dirt goes around the sides of it and drops down, and then you would just shovel it out of there. And this also has a 6-stage turbine. It's slightly smaller diameter, so incidentally this thing has slightly less water lift than the machine that has a smaller motor. The 1 horsepower Century motor is still spinning at the same speed, and it has more than enough torque to handle the maximum airflow that this thing can have with the pipe just open like it is here. This motor, I don't know how well the nameplate shows up on video. Century single phase motor, 1.5 horsepower, P4S frame, 104 or 208 volts, and serial number of the motor is 49344. And they had the bright idea to put this helmet over the motor to keep all the stuff from falling down inside of it, which I had to clean out of this one. It was all loaded with junk. And let's fire this one up. They can be wired for either 120 or 240 volt operation, but I chose to leave these as found in 240 volt configuration. And on this one we've got oil ports there for the motor, and then down here for the turbine. And the turbine exhaust is around the side here. Again, it would have been vented into the chimney. And the cool thing about the design of these machines is they have much better utilization of power. For having similar size motors to the other central vacuums of their day, the cleaning power they deliver to the end of the hose is so much greater because of the multi-stage turbine design. And that makes them, in my opinion, some of the best central vacuums you could buy at that time. And you paid for them. They were also some of the most expensive. But I'm happy to have them, and at over 100 years old, they show no signs of slowing down.